Hello, and welcome to Real Easy English, the podcast where we have real conversations in easy English to help you learn. I'm Beth.
And I'm Neil. There is a video version of this podcast on our website where you can also find a worksheet and transcript to help you learn. That's at bbclearningenglish.com.
Hi Neil, how are you?
I'm hungry.
Me too. I'm starving.
Well, that's good because we're talking about lunch today.
We're recording this just before lunch, so it's no wonder that we're both very hungry.
You might be able to hear our tummies rumble because we're hungry.
Okay, so shall we begin?
Yes, let's do it.
What have you got for lunch today?
Today, for my lunch, I have chicken with potatoes and vegetables in a harissa paste.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's leftovers actually, which I have heated up and brought in a little flask.
What are leftovers?
Good question. Leftovers, that's food from a meal that you've already had that you didn't finish, and you can heat it up and eat it again.
Yes, I also have leftovers for my lunch today. So yesterday I made a pasta for lunch with vegetables in it, and I have that.
So, Beth, what do you usually have for lunch? Is it usually leftovers or something else?
It's usually leftovers when I come into work because it's easier and then I don't need to buy lunch. But if I go out and buy food, then I would usually go for something like sushi or ramen. What about you? What do you usually have for lunch?
Yeah, sometimes I have leftovers that I bring in. Sometimes I buy a sandwich, for example.
What's your favourite kind of sandwich?
If I have a sandwich, if I buy a sandwich for lunch, I like to get things like smoked salmon, nice, with pickles maybe. Yeah.
There's a really good baguette I like actually that has smoked salmon and egg mayonnaise in it. Oh, it's so nice.
Stop it.
Sorry.
I'm so hungry.
Me too. Neil, do you ever skip lunch?
No way. I would be in a horrible mood if I skipped lunch.
I don't understand how anyone can skip any meal. I need to eat all my meals.
Yeah. Otherwise you get hangry.
Exactly. Hungry is hungry and angry. I'm almost getting hangry now. What's your favourite meal? Is it lunch, breakfast, dinner?
I think the evening meal is probably my favourite because we sit at the table and chat, and it's the biggest, nicest meal of the day, and you don't really have to do anything after, so you can relax.
Yeah, that's good. I really like brunch, which is that sort of in between breakfast and lunch, maybe 10 o'clock. And I might have eggs and bacon and hash browns and avocado, a big meal full of lots of good food, like a brunch.
Do you ever have a working lunch?
I do occasionally if I'm working from home, because I can carry on working and eat quickly. And then in my actual lunch break, I might have a nice long walk or something like that. But when I'm in the office, I don't want to eat at my desk.
No, me neither. I don't really like working lunches. I would rather eat my lunch without working.
Yeah, I'd prefer the same, really. Let's recap the language we heard during the conversation. We had skip, which means not have or do. For example, I never skip lunch.
We heard working lunch, which is when you eat your lunch while you're working.
We also had leftovers, which is when you don't finish a meal, so you have more of it at a different time, like the next day.
And we talked about which meals and food we prefer. If you prefer something, you like it better than something else.
Yes, and another phrase we can use to say this is would rather. For example, I'd rather have sushi than a sandwich for lunch.
That's it for this episode of Real Easy English. Test what you've learned with a worksheet on our website, bbclearningenglish.com.
And make sure you join us again for another easy English conversation. We'll be back next week. See you soon.
Goodbye.